Our next guest is a very talented actor from Mexico who plays a very talented singer from Mexico. The season finale of his show, Luis Miguel, the series, is on Netflix Sunday night. Please say hello to Diego Boneta. Thank you for this beautiful presentation. Do you bring tequila wherever you go?
Everywhere I go, especially if it's the first time I'm on a night show with you.
Yeah, well,
I thought it was, and I'm so excited to be here. Really, it's such a pleasure.
Well, all of us here at Night Show are excited to have you. I heard, and tell me if this is true, that you love Guillermo. Is that correct?
I'm a huge Guillermo fan.
Guillermo, you hear that? You gotta.
Thank you.
Jimmy, I was so excited to meet you, but I gotta say I was more excited to meet Guillermo.
I don't blame you. So this goes back to like the red carpet or something like that. You spotted Guillermo. You saw him. How did this happen?
When I first moved here, a friend of mine was like, "You have to see Guillermo. He's hilarious." And I'd go on YouTube and see all his Oscar stuff, all the red carpet stuff, and I was like, "That's my man."
And so you brought out, tequila shots for Guillermo. Would you like to make Diego's dream come true and have a tequila shot with him? Okay, here you go. Gentlemen. There you go. Well, salud to both of you. Yes, beautiful. Oh, Guillermo, you take this with you, okay? So we don't wind up, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Okay. Gracias.
No, I think
he's already 6 sheets to the wind, so that'll... You know, don't go crazy on that, Guillermo.
All right, I'm just gonna put it over there.
Okay, you put it over there, yeah. So, it's great to have you here. You, as I mentioned, you played Luis Miguel, who, for people who aren't familiar with Luis Miguel, explain what this guy... He's like the biggest... Is it fair to say he's the biggest star in the history of Latin music?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy he's known to have an amazing voice, probably one of the best
He has an incredible voices
ever, which is crazy because Cleto here played with Luis Miguel.
That's right. Cleto
such a crazy...
toured with Luis Miguel.
I was literally at the recording studio last night with Kiko.
Oh, Kiko, Sebrián.
Yeah, who was Luis Miguel's MD back in the 90s and produced his music, who's also producing all the soundtrack for the show. And he told me to say hi, and he was like, Cleto Sr., it's such a crazy connection.
You know all the guys here on the show, yeah.
I know all the Mexican guys on the show.
That's right.
But I love that you have you have a lot of Mexican guys on the show. That's amazing.
Well, you know, Cleto and I grew up across the street from each other, so we just decided to stay in a close proximity to each other. And then Guillermo we found in the parking lot, so it's really just a neighborhood thing.
Yeah, I was drinking.
So you're inhabiting these huge shoes, I mean, when it comes to playing this guy, and also you do your own singing in the show, which, you know, to sing like this guy who is an incredible singer it's a risky thing to do, and you've pulled it off beautifully.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, it's been a dream come true, really, doing this, because I grew up, the first show I ever attended was a Luis Miguel show.
Crazy.
Which is crazy, and then it's the first song I sang on national television. And then 16 years later, how this happened, and they invited me to EP the show with them, which was amazing as well. And now, after 2 seasons and seeing what it's done, it's been amazing. And Luis Miguel, you know, he's like our Elvis Presley meets Frank Sinatra.
Right,
that's kind of how you know, and he's been doing it for over 40 decades, and being able to
40 decades?
Sorry,
holy, wow, he looks great.
For 40 years.
He looks incredible.
Yeah, he looks like a...
Since the Mayan times.
Since the Mayan times he's been doing it, exactly.
So before you play him, I would imagine that you have to get his blessing to play him. Is that true?
Yeah. We met, and at first, you know, it was great, but it was, I could tell he was, you know, it was tough for him to tell this story, because it's a really intense story, and it's you know, there's a lot of drama in his life, and but afterwards, when we were shooting season 1 in Acapulco at the Baby O, which is, you know, one of the biggest clubs, and that's where he always partied. He comes to set, And he just stares at me, and he just goes, man, I'm a good-looking guy. It just got, and I was all decked out in Luis Miguel, with the gap in the teeth.
Yeah,
and
the gap in the teeth. So, yeah, he has a gap in his teeth. He doesn't have a gap in his teeth anymore, but at a certain time, younger, he had the gap in the teeth. So then you didn't have a gap in your teeth. So you actually, how did you get the gap in your teeth?
So we tried a lot of different prosthetics, but I looked like Austin Powers, and it didn't look.
Yeah, right.
And we never wanted to go over the top with this. We wanted it to really feel grounded. So after a lot of different tries, I just went to my orthodontist and I said, "Listen, Erica, I think I'm just gonna have to do this gap." And she was my orthodontist growing up. She was like, "No, I'm not gonna do that on you." I was like, "No, let's just shave it a bit and let's make it work. Because if you're not gonna do it, then I'm gonna go with someone else to do it."
So nobody probably has ever asked an orthodontist to put a gap in their teeth before. Like, this had to be a first in the history of the world.
It was weird because it was the first time I did a project where I would go back home still looking like the character.
Yeah.
That was kind of trippy.
And for her, it must have been even weirder because it's like if you went to the doctor and said, "I'd like to have my appendix put in." I'm like, I don't know if I am allowed to do that. I really have no idea. But then she did do it? She agreed to do it?
She agreed to do it, and then she fixed it afterwards.
I wonder if she charged more for spacing it out than she would for closing it. Do you know?
She was not happy about it. Production handled it, but she was not thrilled.
And then you had it put back together.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about that? That's interesting. So, boy, it would be funny if you get another role where you have to do it again.
Oh my God. She would kill me.
You're playing a young David Letterman or something like that. So, I heard. Oh, by the way, I heard you do some impressions, and I heard you do one in particular, which is Matthew McConaughey, which I would love to hear.
So it's just I have one party trick, and this is it.
Okay.
So we're all hanging out, doing a tequila tasting as we do, right? Guillermo probably was there too.
Yeah.
And
he's still clutching that bottle like a baby over there. Yeah.
Won't let it go. And one of my friends, who's the nicest guy ever, gets a call and gets just really agitated and angry. And I'm like, dude, what's going on? He was really excited because he was going to go to the Lakers game, courtside seats for the first time.
Right.
And his boss calls him, and I can't say names because these people are like, they're still working there.
Okay.
And he's like, I'm so pissed off because my boss called and I can't go anymore because he wants to go. I'm like, okay, well, it sounded like a great idea.
So the boss gave him Lakers tickets and then retracted the Lakers tickets?
Yes.
Okay.
So I go, I know what to do. Let's have Matthew McConaughey call your boss and ask for your tickets back. Of course, it felt like the most, obvious, logical, rational decision to make.
Uh-huh, yeah. And he went along with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he calls his boss, puts him on, and I go, so here's the thing, man. To receive, you have to give. To give, you have to receive. So you have to give my amigo his tickets back, baby. All right, all right, all right.
Even with the all right, all right, all right.
And he got his tickets back.
And he got
I swear to God. And then the next morning, he calls me panicking. He goes, Diego, my boss just told me to send all these scripts to Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, no.
Because he thought I was at dinner with him last night. What do I do? I'm going to get fired.
Oh, yeah. Well, did he get fired?
No, he's running the studio now.
Oh, he is? Oh, okay. Wow, that's a win for him and for Matthew McConaughey.
Thank you, Matthew.
Well, congrats on the show. It's super popular shows. Luis Miguel, the series, is on the season finale on Netflix Sunday night. Diego Boneta, everybody. Thank you, Diego. We'll be right back with Chase Beckham. Thanks for watching. And remember, every time you click the subscribe button, one of your enemies gets destroyed.